Okay, UEFA have announced that the Champions League and Europa League are being put on hold indefinitely, which means we may not actually see Champions League or Europa League football until 2021. We do know that UEFA laid out three possible restart dates for the European club seasons. Uh, Sometime in May, preferably towards the second half of May, the first 2 weeks of June, or June the 30th is the latest they want to restart seasons by. UEFA are living in La La Land. There is no feasible way that I believe football can restart before August, September. Not with the current strict guidelines that are in place by governments across Europe for social distancing and travel restrictions and public gatherings for health reasons. This virus, has just taken the life of a 13-year-old in London. It's indiscriminate. And Alexander Serafin is in La La Land. He's under pressure from the money men of football, the sponsors, the TV companies, the owners, and probably the players. Ironically, not playing any football at all for what would have been scheduled for next season could give us the greatest Euros tournament ever. Euro 2021 could be the best football tournament of all time. That's what's crazy about all this. On a playing side of things, players resting up, getting fit, healing from surgeries and injuries, and generally resting their bodies after quite intense sport could give us the greatest Euros of all time with the best players available on display in Europe. On the flip side, the PR disaster that is football right now doesn't look good. The fact that only one club in England, I think about 7 clubs in Europe, the players have taken pay freezes or pay cuts to protect the non-playing staff wages, to ensure that the non-playing staff can retain their jobs, is pretty poor. The fact that some clubs have just shoved their staff on unpaid leave, like Newcastle United, is not a good look. And while these big name clubs like Barcelona and Juventus have done their PR exercise really well, in reality, most of their players avoid paying their taxes anyway. We know this with Ronaldo and Messi with their tax evasion convictions in Spain last year. They may be great superstar players on the field and maybe some lovely PR charity stuff, but in reality, they're greedy. And this is the problem that football has: the money. Money is pressurising UEFA into restarting the European season. The fact they have decided to drop the European club into continental tournaments, such as the Champions League and Europa League, shows how desperate they are to get this season done at some point so they can solely focus on Euro 2021, their other big money maker, which only comes round, it would have been Euro 2020, every 4 years. And this is the driving force behind it. There's nothing, they don't honestly really care about public health. They care about the money. The players are overpaid. Not a single player has taken a compulsory pay cut. The big stumbling blocks are the players' unions. So in England, it's the PFA. Daniel Levy, in his statement yesterday, did say that players will have to take pay cuts soon in order for them, clubs, the game, to raise the wages again of the non-playing staff and protect their jobs. If players refuse to take a compulsory pay cut, staff will lose their jobs. He did state that. Now, I've taken some criticism from my view on how Tottenham have handled the crisis situation with laying off or actually paying a reduced salary to their non-playing staff and staff being taken a pay cut. I criticised Newcastle United for just throwing their staff to the wolves, but that's Mike Ashley for you. Not a big fan of Mike Ashley, and that doesn't cover Newcastle any glory. The fact that some clubs are now taking payments for next season's season tickets when we're not even guaranteed to have any football for 12 months is pretty disgusting as well. It just shows that while there is no games being played, surely they can't take payments for games that may not get played. And UEFA have stated that if the season can't restart by the 30th of June, we're not going to have any football for a while. So the logical conclusion is finish this season later, take an extended break, allow the players to get their fitness back, well, non-playing fitness back, allow them to recover from injuries, make sure everyone is healthy, and also make sure this virus hasn't come back, and then just play the Euros and then go back into a normal cycle. Unfortunately, UEFA and the domestic FAs are driven by money. And this is the problem. But I think this is the moment the money bubble has burst, because the PR disaster that has been football across this continent is players are coming across as greedy, owners are coming across as greedy, agents unscrupulous and greedy. They're the ones putting pressure on UEFA to get restarted. So the TV companies coming across as greedy and unscrupulous. And the reaction from fans is, give me a refund on my subscription then, if it's a subscription-based service that they absorb their football. This resurfaces the debate of more free-to-air coverage on terrestrial commercial TV. That demand is there. Fans have reached a breaking point where their wages haven't gone up for 12 years. Living standards have been squeezed for over a decade, yet football, the players, the agents, the managers, the clubs are making more and more money every year. The money bubble has burst, but not for the reason that I thought it would. I cannot see fans tolerating exorbitant wages anymore. I cannot see the transfer record being broken for a very long time, if at all. And I can see greater focus on agent transparency and agents fees. But there we go. No Champions League and no Europa League football for a while, which means less revenue for football as well, which will then put pressure on wages and wage growth. This could actually have a positive effect on football. This is the wake-up call football needed, that it was growing more and more out of touch by the day with the average fan. And if you lose the average fan, you haven't got a sport. You've got some very overpaid individuals playing a game with no love for it. I think a lot of modern footballers are in love with the money and not the game. But there we go. That's my view on things. No Champions League, no Europa League, indefinitely. We do not know when UEFA will allow those two tournaments to resume. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Place your thoughts below, and I'll have some more videos for you very, very soon.